You ever read one of those testimonials that just sounds a little too good to be true? Well, today we're diving into one for a program called the Infinite Wealth Code. We're going to deconstruct this story piece by piece and really figure out the powerful narrative it's building, from total skepticism to, well, success.
So the story kicks off by tapping into a feeling I think we all know: frustration. The idea that your financial life is a puzzle, but with some key pieces missing, man, that's a powerful hook. It just perfectly captures that feeling of being stuck, right? Of knowing you're so close, maybe just one piece away from seeing the whole picture.
And that, right there, sets up the central mystery for us. What is that final piece? Let's follow along on this journey and see what answer the story claims to have found.
Now, this journey, it doesn't start with blind faith. Not at all. It begins with a test. This first part is all about what happens when a healthy dose of skepticism meets a brand new financial code.
To make this whole thing relatable, the author paints a picture of a really familiar struggle. Trying basically everything to get your finances in order, but nothing seems to stick. So when this infinite wealth code comes along, yeah, they're intrigued, but they are also super skeptical. They're not just hoping for an answer, they're almost daring it to fail.
So what was the big promise that caught their eye? It was this idea of a personal wealth archetype. The concept that a program could somehow analyze your unique financial DNA, and pinpoint your exact strengths and weaknesses. That's a pretty big claim.
Okay, so if that's the promise, what's the supposed mechanism here? How does this code actually claim to do what it does? Let's take a look under the hood at the engine of change described in this story. At the very heart of the program, according to this testimonial, is something called an infinite wealth code reading. It's sold as this personalized analysis that's designed to do three specific things. First, reveal your hidden money patterns. Second, totally reframe your relationship with money. And third, just hand you a blueprint to follow.
But here's where the author makes a really critical distinction. They make it super clear that this is not some magic switch for instant riches. Instead, they frame it as a profound internal reprogramming. Basically, a deep psychological shift that has to happen before you see any results out in the real world.
And this internal shift, well, that's really the emotional core of the entire story. It's all about this claimed transformation from a state of constant anxiety to a feeling of genuine empowerment. I mean, the contrast they paint in the story is just stark. The before state is all frustration, stagnation, anxiety, and the after, total clarity, steady progress, and empowerment. So this isn't just being sold as a fix for your wallet, it's being presented as a complete emotional turnaround.
Okay, but what about the real-world results, the stuff you can actually measure? The final act of this story pivots away from the internal feelings and focuses on those tangible outcomes.
And the list of claimed results is pretty impressive. Making smarter financial decisions, spotting new opportunities you would have missed before, even attracting unexpected streams of income. But look at that last point, that profound shift in confidence. The story really suggests that that is the true foundation for everything else that follows.
And here it is, really the climax of the whole narrative. When you boil it all down, the single biggest change wasn't about the money itself, but about the mindset. The ultimate transformation, as the author tells it, was gaining this unshakable confidence in their own ability to actually create wealth.
This final quote just wraps the whole story up perfectly, doesn't it? It hammers home that idea of the blueprint being the tool that turned a frustrating before into this abundant after. It's a neat little summary of the entire journey they've described.
So, as we wrap this up, it really leaves us with a fascinating question to chew on. In stories like this one that promise a clear path to success, where does the real power come from? Is it actually in the specific steps on the map? Or is it in the powerful belief in yourself that comes from simply having a map to follow in the first place? Definitely something to think about. Thanks for joining me.